My husband handed me divorce papers out of nowhere, saying he didn't want the kids, and walked out without looking back. 3 days later, he and his parents were at my door, faces pale and desperate. He thought it was over when he left, but the real trouble for him was only just beginning. Just file for divorce. I don't want the kids. With those harsh words, my husband left the house, leaving behind our 3-year-old twins and our newborn daughter. I had a hunch for some time that he was cheating, but with childcare and work, I had no energy to confront it. I can't do this anymore, I whispered. Just then, one of the twins clung to me, saying, "Mommy, we love you." The beloved children looked up at me with worried faces. Despite my anger towards my husband, something snapped in me at that moment. "Well, I'll just file it," I muttered. I immediately signed the divorce papers with a smirk. He's the one who's going to be in trouble, he doesn't realize how much I've been supporting him. Unknowingly, he had begun his descent into hell. I'll be home late again. How many times have I heard that? My name is Iris, I'm 34. We got married 4 years ago, and he was 2 years younger, which led me to spoil him at first. The following year, we had twin girls, and 3 years later, another daughter. His return home began to get extremely late around the time our last child was born. I hope the third one is a boy. I've always dreamed of playing catch-ball with him, he had said excitedly during the pregnancy, but his attitude soured as soon as he found out it was another girl. At the hospital, he grimaced upon seeing our newborn daughter. She doesn't look like me. She's not cute. At that moment, an intense anger welled up inside me. How can you say your own child isn't cute? Maybe he was already considering divorce by then. Even after I came home from the hospital, his sulkiness continued. He barely helped with childcare, show a little interest in the kids. If you're short on hands, hire a babysitter or something. You've got savings from your job. I worked at a top-tier company, earning significantly more than most women my age. On the other hand, my husband struggled to keep a job, often quitting before I even noticed. Perhaps he was envious that I was more successful at work. At the time, he was also doing temporary work, unsure of how long it would last. I didn't expect any financial support from him, but I wished he'd at least fulfill his role as a father, spend some time with the kids at night, at least. What a hassle, he'd grumble when I asked him to help. When he did, it was so half-hearted that the girls got bored. Realizing he wasn't being embraced by them, he grew resentful, leading to a vicious cycle. Then one day, he stopped helping with the kids altogether. "I'm tired from work. Let me rest on the weekends," he said. On weekends, he either stayed in his room or went out with someone. "I have to work this holiday. If you don't watch the kids, I have plans to. See you." He'd leave without listening to me. I couldn't leave the children alone at home, so I often had to arrange for a babysitter last minute. If it continues like this, it will destroy our marriage and harm the children. Thinking this, I decided to talk to my in-laws the next day. That's just how husbands are. A wife needs to be patient. More importantly, could you do that thing we talked about last time? My visit to my in-laws ended with them ignoring my concerns and asking for favors. My parents lived far away, making it hard to see them, and I felt guilty even calling. Not knowing who to turn to, I returned home. "Hey, make dinner." Returning in the evening, I was greeted by my husband in pajamas in a messy house. The kids, bored and playing with toys, instantly smiled upon seeing me. "Where have you been all this time?" I had to stop by the in-laws for a bit. "Hurry up and make dinner, I'm starving." "If you've been home all day, couldn't you do some laundry or clean the bath?" I asked. Hearing this, my husband snorted in amusement. I decided not to do anything for someone who doesn't show gratitude. "What do you mean? I cleaned the bath yesterday, and you didn't thank me." "Didn't I say thank you?" "Not that kind of thank you, I mean like at least $100. He stretched out his hand, gesturing for money. What is he talking about? I must have looked distant, tired, and irritated. I pulled him aside to the bathroom.